So by now I've covered quite a few GTA mysteries on this channel, my most important one being the Howling Tunnel. That was one of the oldest mysteries in the game that had no answer to it until I posted my video. Well, today I've got a very similar video to that one, the Sunken UFO. It's not exactly known as a mystery, but we don't know anything about it. It's been there under the water up near Paleto Bay ever since the game launched, and we know nothing about it. Now, if you know me from TikTok, then you know exactly where I'm going with this, because this was one of my most successful videos. A few months ago I found something very interesting and I can link it to the Sunken UFO. But before I give you some of this insane information, we need to go over some of the common misinformation spread about this UFO. Okay, so firstly, this UFO is one of the 4 UFOs that can be found in story mode, and it's the only one that can be found from the very beginning of the game. The other 3 will only appear once you've hit 100% in story mode, and then they'll appear above Mount Chiliad, above the Alien Mountain, and above Fort Zancudo. But this one looks like it's been here for decades, and it is here at the beginning of the story. Now, some people say that the backstory to the Sunken UFO can be heard on the radio. After the Mission 3's company, you can hear something on the radio where one of the hosts says that a UFO crashed into the water. Now, this is a fair way into the story and it's a live broadcast. Now, I understand why people think this is the answer because it says it crashed into the water, but this is a live broadcast, meaning this event happened right after that mission is completed, because this can only be heard after that specific mission. That doesn't make any sense because the UFO is in the water before the mission. It's even under the water before the very first mission with Franklin and Lamar, so it makes no sense that this UFO just crashed. The second piece of misinformation is that people say it's connected to Omega and collecting the 50 spaceship parts. Now, Omega says that he saw a UFO crash and now he's collecting the parts of this UFO.
We are an infinitely intelligent race of supercosmic beings, and out of the 6 billion people on this planet, we have chosen you for no good reason. And just then they were about to abduct me and do experiments on me when their ship crashed.
Man, you done lost your motherfucking mind.
And now, I've got to find the pieces.
This also doesn't make sense because once again the UFO didn't just crash, it's been under the water for at least decades. And secondly, we're collecting 50 UFO parts. If you look at this UFO under the water, it's old, but it's not destroyed. It's not damaged, it's not missing parts. So the point I'm getting to is there is no known reason for this UFO being under the water. It has no law, at least until now. So, back in April I came across something very interesting, and it was a tweet from Rockstar themselves. Now, back in 2021, Rockstar Games tweeted this: "Strange sightings in GTA Online as Halloween approaches." Now, that tweet alone doesn't seem like much because this was the year when they were promoting their first ever Halloween event, the first ever event where they put UFOs in GTA Online. But it's the image that they posted with this tweet that's important. This one image has so much more to it. It's probably the most important image GTA has ever produced, ever. Firstly, the idea here is that it's a newspaper article about UFOs that have just appeared, right? That was the whole point. GTA Online is set in current day. So this first ever event was set in 2021. The idea is the newspaper is reporting on a brand new UFO that's appeared in GTA Online. But this newspaper article is in black and white. If it was current day, if this was a brand new report of a UFO appearing over Paleto Bay, it would be a coloured newspaper. Now, if we take a look at who created this newspaper article, it's the Los Santos Meteor. The Los Santos Meteor is the official in-game newspaper. They report on everything that happens, right? Every single Los Santos Meteor newspaper that could be found around GTA 5 is in colour, because it's current day. All of these newspapers that we can find were created recently. Not a single one of them is in black and white. And if we take another look at the black and white newspaper, we can see in the top left, it's 75 cents. This is an old newspaper. It's an old article reporting on something that happened in the past. This has nothing to do with the sudden UFOs appearing in 2021. It's a brand new newspaper created by Rockstar to promote the GTA Online UFO event, but the newspaper itself is unrelated to GTA Online. It's from GTA Story Mode. You see, I think Rockstar used this event to also add lore to the Sunken UFO. The Sunken UFO, something that Rockstar placed underwater with no real plan. No real thought went into it other than, wow, it's a UFO and it's underwater. Now, the fact that the newspaper is black and white and in fact an old newspaper is only half of this mystery. There is more to this image. That's why I said this image was so important, because it's also based on something that happened in real life. To be more specific, it's based on this exact image taken in real life during the Battle of Los Angeles. Now, if you don't know what the Battle of Los Angeles was, basically in 1942 there were reports of an unidentified object flying over the skies of Los Angeles. Now, this was in 1942, so the military feared that this was a potential Japanese attack on Los Angeles. Because of this fear, the American military fired into the sky around LA, creating all of these photos, including this one main photo I mentioned earlier. Now, once the smoke from the gunfire finally cleared, there was no evidence that the Japanese were ever attacking from the sky. In fact, there was no evidence that anything was in the sky at all. So they basically fired into the sky around Los Angeles for no reason. But, of course, this sparked a major UFO conspiracy theory, even though there was no evidence at all of any type of attack. In fact, this conspiracy theory was so popular at the time, it created the movie The Battle of Los Angeles, where aliens literally come down from the sky and attack Los Angeles.
6, 7, I can make out maybe 8. Oh, what is that? Oh, look at that. I think I'm gonna head back now. Everyone needs to get out of here right now.
In case you were wondering, yes, that movie is actually based on the event in real life, but obviously there wasn't aliens in real life. But back to the image that Rockstar posted on their Twitter. That image of the UFO coming down from the sky is based directly on that image from the Battle of Los Angeles. It even says below the strange light spotted over Paleto Bay, locals opened fire at sky, limited casualties, which was exactly what happened in real life in the Battle of Los Angeles. So let's just get the facts clear here. So this tweet was to promote the UFOs in GTA Online. But the image they added was a brand new out-of-date newspaper from a separate event. An event that occurred decades ago in Paleto Bay. The image is also directly based on the Battle of Los Angeles. The image, the text, everything about it is directly based on the Battle of Los Angeles. It makes sense why they would do this, right? Because the Battle of Los Angeles has a huge conspiracy theory about UFOs. Rockstar love UFOs. Los Santos is also based on Los Angeles. So it would make sense that Los Santos had their own version of the Battle of Los Angeles. But that doesn't mean it had to have happened in Los Santos, it could have happened somewhere nearby. Like maybe the location on the newspaper that's directly based on the Battle of Los Angeles, Paleto Bay. So if my theory is correct here, this newspaper from decades ago that's printed in black and white and reporting on an event that's exactly the same as the Battle of Los Angeles was Rockstar telling us that the Battle of Los Angeles actually happened in Paleto Bay, and it was an actual UFO because it was pictured and put in the news. There also just happens to be a mysterious UFO under the water at Paleto Bay. The Sunken UFO that's been in the game since launch, since before story mode was set and had no lore. That is my entire theory in video form. So to quickly summarize right at the end, in 2013 the Sunken UFO was nothing more than a prop. Rockstar had no plans for it. In 2021 they realized that they could actually do something pretty cool with this, and by posting one singular image on Twitter they gave the Sunken UFO a huge amount of lore connecting to the Battle of Los Angeles. They left it in plain sight for somebody to figure it out. I do hope you now understand the Sunken UFO more. If you do, drop the video a like, that would help me out a lot. Subscribe and I will see you in the next one.